How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Bitcoin just had another big day in terms of inflows from the ETFs. And we also have insanity hitting in the next 24 hours for GME. This is probably going to be like the most hyped up 24 hours that we have seen maybe ever in the stock market, at least since 2020, 2021. This is massive. So it deserves a little bit of time on the channel here today. GME stock up massively today and after hours, and this will cause ripples even in crypto. We also have another company buying Bitcoin. If you don't mind, hit subscribe. Turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. Also, if you do want to trade cryptocurrency, there's going to be a link to Margex underneath the video. Right now, you can trade all different kinds of assets, or all different assets on Margex, and you can use all different forms of collateral. So you can use Bitcoin, USDC, USDT, Ethereum, Solana, Caspa, and you can use those all as collateral on trades for different cryptocurrencies. So you can have Caspa secure your trade on the Bitcoin chart, for example. They also have a massive airdrop of up to $5,000 in BOEM. I'll leave a link to this if you want to sign up. You can get started with that link and you can start getting some of this airdrop. Now, let's start here. Semler Scientific just bought another 247 Bitcoin for $17 million. Semler now holds a total of 828 Bitcoin worth $58 million. Okay, so this company is a very profitable company. I've covered it before because they actually bought 581 Bitcoin worth 40 million about a week ago. And now they announced that they just bought another 247 Bitcoin. Interesting. Let's take a look at the stock actually. Let's see how much it's up or down after hours. So right now, down about 1%, but since they announced, they did move up about 25%. So this is the Bitcoin playbook. Announce that you're buying Bitcoin, your stock price shoots up, and then you can go buy more Bitcoin with cheap debt. So it is interesting. They did buy a significant amount more. You know who else bought a significant amount more? IBIT, Blackrock. They bought about a third of $1 billion here today. Let's take a look at this. So we've had a lot of inflows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 days of inflows. Today we just broke the record. We had 18 days straight of inflows, and we've had some significant inflows this week. 105, 886, 488. Today we had a little bit lower volume. IBIT had 808 million in volume, but the day was pretty good. So IBIT actually did hit this milestone. They hit 300,000 Bitcoin here today. GBTC had a $38 million outflow. ARKB had a $97 million outflow. So at this time we thought, oh, maybe it's going to be a big selling day. Maybe that's why Bitcoin's price has come down a little bit throughout the day. But IBIT swallowed all that up and more. $347 million worth of inflows here today. HODL had 2 million. We don't know what Fidelity had. We don't know what Valkyrie had. I suppose we could still have an outflow day, but not likely. Not likely. We probably are going to see inflows of 200 million plus here today. IBIT and Blackrock continue to swallow up more Bitcoin. This puts them well over 300,000 Bitcoin. Okay. There seems to be someone selling, obviously, because we've actually come down throughout the day, even with the ETFs buying a significant amount. I talk about that more in some possible manipulation in my last video. I'll actually put that on the end screen if you want to watch it. But yes, we do have the price coming down just slightly. There is a reason for that. But we still have ETFs swallowing up a lot of Bitcoin, which is positive because these are longer term holders than just retail. Okay. This is a very long term holder. Corporations are very long-term holders. You don't get everything set up with lawyers, with accountants, with your treasury just to sell your Bitcoin in a month or two. No, this is a long-term approach. Speaking of a long-term approach, okay, we have to talk about Roaring Kitty. We do. Roaring Kitty posted this, a live stream for tomorrow. And I covered it in my last video because it had 12 or 13,000 people waiting at that time. We have 13,000 people waiting right now. The live stream is set for 14 hours from now. They have 28,000 likes on this. There's some updates though, okay? GME went up 47.5% today and then another 32% after hours. There are no halts after hours, so it's much easier to continue the momentum up or down. It gets halted throughout the day. There's more, there are market makers and exchanges that make sure that there's more liquidity, so it kind of pushes down the price for a little while and then buyers buy it back up. This went, again, it went up from $32, $31 here today to $61. Basically doubling throughout the day because this 32% is after the 47, so it compounds on itself. It doubled throughout the day with the aftermarket included. Okay. We have an update from Roaring Kitty on his gains. This is when the last price was $46.55. So this is like right at the close, I believe, today. He showed $586 million, a gain of a significant amount on his shares. Okay, 118% gain. His shares are worth $232.75 million now. His options worth 324. With the move after hours, he's worth just short of $1 billion. Most likely, if GME moves up to $65 to $70 tomorrow, he will be a billionaire. Keep in mind, this is someone that started 3 or 4 years ago with $50,000. Now, I've said this before. According to the numbers, it looks like he had maybe a worth of $50 million at the end of kind of the GME movie when GME fell back down a couple of years ago. Most likely he had someone step in, maybe give him liquidity or something. He got his hands on more money. Maybe it's margin, whatever it is. So I'm guessing maybe there's some of that here. So maybe he has to pay back a little bit. But this is the story of someone that went from $50,000 and in 3 years, he created a following behind a stock that he liked, that he saw value in, he thought was undervalued, and now has hundreds of thousands of people watching what he does all the time. Okay? There are people that love him, that hate him, but he went from $50,000 without like significant manipulation, with just posting what he liked online, no more than any other YouTuber you watch, right? He went from 50,000 to nearly a billionaire. No matter how you slice it, this is probably one of the most, one of the craziest stories in all of stock market history, probably the craziest, and in such a short time. Now, what do I think he says tomorrow? I think he exercises his call options early. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, he has $324 million worth of value here. He could try to sell his calls. Basically, he's up significantly on them. He could take the profits, what will be probably 800% profits or something, but there's not much liquidity there. So there aren't many people willing to buy those calls. So he'll just dive the price of his calls. I think he's going to exercise these early. So he's basically going to convert these into shares. Now, he's only showed $30 million in cash, which is not enough, but I'm guessing he has the cash somewhere. Why else would you set, unless you just want to talk about your opinion on the stock, I think you want to catch people off guard. I think if you're wanting the stock to go up more, if you want that short squeeze, you announce that you are converting your options into shares, and it causes a massive short squeeze as the short sellers try to get their hands on enough shares, as the market makers try to get their hands on enough shares, especially if you think they're naked short selling. So basically cause a lot of hype behind this. Honestly, if I was a swing trader, which I'm not really, I'm a long-term buy and hold investor with some swing trading, I would think this is a very bullish setup. Even with this happening, now maybe it's a sell the news event. There's going to be Now maybe it's a sell the news event. There's going to be tons of volatility, but this is this is something you have to pay attention to. At noon, watch this tomorrow. I don't care if you're not interested, watch it. It's going to be insane. Tomorrow is one for the history books. Like 24 hours, and this is going to be the craziest 24 hours we've probably ever seen in the stock market. Some of this will bleed over to crypto. I think this is good for crypto. Now, of course, maybe you say, okay, it's going to take some liquidity from crypto. It could. But when you look at who's driving crypto, when you look at who's driving Bitcoin, it's the big institutions right now. It's people that have been in crypto for a while. We're not seeing a bunch of new blood come into the crypto market. It is institutions allowing people to start trading crypto for the first time. Those people that are buying through retirement accounts, those institutions and pensions and hedge funds, they're probably not going to go put everything into GME, okay? So I think we'll be just fine over in crypto land for a few days. And maybe some of that liquidity takes profits. Maybe some of those gains come over to crypto eventually. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video, but I think this is going to be one of the craziest 24 hours. We also have the last day of inflows from the ETFs. If it's anything like the first 4 days of inflows this week, it's going to be significant. 9 figures in inflows just based on what we've seen so far. Maybe that finally pushes us above this line. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, if you want to check out Margex underneath the video, you can get in on that $5,000 BOEM airdrop. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.